All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. So, I was able to, I guess, dislike and report the child sexualized content enough to move it away. Eventually, I'll move away all of it, but I just wanted to see if they tried their mission creep again. Right. Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Larry. Their sexualization. It's just like Satan described in the Bible. They're subtler than, very subtle at first. And then there's will behind it. There's no doubt. That's their will for people to offend. They're very sick people. Who are we willing? So it's a kind of an overcast, rainy day again. Still have a lot of branches down on the ground, like pretty large ones. Those trees were blowing pretty good. I drove up after my appointment. I was talking to my brother on the phone. My appointment at Costco. I got finished with that. Got home, and it was the window of destruction. The trees were, were bending in the wind. I could find like a lull, and I went around the other side of the building where there was some kind of protection from the wind a little bit. And there was a close-in parking spot. I grabbed that real quick. I couldn't get out from the side that I was on because there was no protection from the wind. What the heck? It's giving me the wrong. Wait a minute. What's it doing? Change my instructions. Right. My GPS somehow changed the route real quick. Oh, wait, yeah, I got to turn here. Maybe I don't know what the strategy is, but it's bizarre. I mean, you got your plans, but I have to look at that video some more to see. Again, assault on federal officer is not an easy case. to try. Right. The administration is definitely well liked at this point. So remember the jury. Right. Well, if they even think that the officers started with them, over something trivial, then again, the weird part is that the defense attorney is going to bring up the fact that they detained the mayor, and they'll say, well, they knew it was wrong. They dropped the charges. Right. So again, that's going to be points in favor of the opposition. Right. So again, at a certain point, you may have essentially the jury finding uh, them innocent, and then that whenever that occurs, good.
Agreed.
I'll just tell you that's. I'm not saying it's absolute that she'll be found innocent, the congresswoman, and of course she's going to claim that she was simply doing her job, right? And she was accosted. Mm. So again, these things, attorneys are already thinking about it, right? She's got a really good attorney.
Agreed, Larry.
Thanks, Larry. Well, the worst thing you could do is drop the charge on the mayor, and then charge her. Because you're actually giving ammunition. Wait a minute. This thing looks like it's taking me in the wrong direction. Again. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, no, it's not. So again, I don't think announcing the charges while you're dropping the charges on the mayor was at all prudent. Right. I understand the concept of a charge, but if you notice, it's not charged generally a lot on those type of, or not probably at all in those type of instances. It isn't like a local cop. A local cop, they always, resisting with violence or without violence, and that's something different, right? Well, it's just not a charge that works in those situations all too much, especially when you drop the charges against the mayor. It just, well, because she's going to say, "Look, I was right." Right. Mm. Thank you, Larry.
Agree, sure. God bless you, Larry. God bless you.
Okay, so you have to understand something also. All the noise you're generating now falls back on your administration. Except, in MAGA circles, I'm sure it'll work in a certain way, right? Well, because Biden was in and you were making noise, so the noise they blamed on Biden. Believe me, people feel it. Thanks, Larry. So now the noise is going to be blamed on your administration. So you're in there making noise, Biden arrest. It's not. It doesn't work the same way. Oh, Jesus Christ! I clicked that turn a little bit short. Right. Now you're cursing me. That's why it happened. Right. I'm sorry. Oh wait, where did everything go? Everything fell. What's it looking like here? All right, it's still on. All right, so essentially, that could, again, like now, what do you do? Do you drop the charges? What do you do? Again, you created a situation where most likely you're going to suffer a loss somewhere. You're either going to have to drop the charges, or there's going to be some sort of possible loss in court. Well, elements of the crime is not the prosecution. Elements of the crime is, you can prosecute. There's a possibility that it'll work. Correct. But it's not the prosecution. So, it's just not an easy charge to prosecute. We're talking about northern, either DC or I think you can try it in DC or northern New Jersey. And I guess there's a mix of juries there, but it's predominantly Democratic Party. Okay. Actually, so I'm not sure who the geniuses are, but where did my keys go? This is not good. All right, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.